I feel like it has been months since I sat down to record an update video, and it has literally only been a few weeks. Okay, well, first and foremost, I just want to say a huge thank you, because apparently there are like over 300 of y'all now. What? I honestly don't even know when that happened. My channel now has over 300 subscribers, and just, oh my God, thank you so much to everyone who is subscribed. And if you aren't subscribed but you watch my channel regularly, please go ahead and click that subscribe button if you want to. But if not, also totally fine. I can't really tell you what to do. I am just so excited to see this channel grow, and I love reading the like super nice and supportive comments that y'all leave under my videos. It just really does make all of the work that I put into these videos and this channel like so much more worth it. And with the growth of the channel, we have a community tab now. I got the email like literally a day ago. I didn't even notice it. I should really pay attention to my YouTube analytics much more. But I didn't even notice the extra like section in my YouTube. And yeah, I can like create community posts now and like interact with y'all. So I thought that I'll be using community posts to like let y'all know which videos are coming each weekend, and I'll like do polls to see which videos y'all really want next. But I also thought it would be really cool to like use the community posts to just like share resources that I come across that might be helpful to y'all. Like I said, we do not gatekeep here on this channel, so I will probably be sharing like conferences, funding opportunities, webinars, just anything that I feel might be beneficial for y'all to be exposed to or know about or like participate in or apply to, anything like that. Just anything that I think would be helpful, not only for me, but for anyone else that's on this journey. So yeah. And I've said this before, but even though I don't like actively promote my Instagram page, I do have one, and y'all are free to reach out to me on there and DM me if you have any questions that maybe you're not like super comfortable leaving in the comments under the videos. I always respond to the best of my abilities, as some of you may know, for those of you who have reached out through my Instagram and we've kind of had little chats. And if I can't answer your question, I will definitely try to point you in the direction of a resource that will probably have the answers you're looking for. Because I am just one person. I do not know everything, and I'm not afraid to admit that. If I don't know, I will tell you. Anyways, again, just a super huge thank you to all of you. I truly appreciate y'all and your continued support of this channel. But yeah, on to after all that happiness, now on to what is probably a very sad and underwhelming October update. Hey, hello, my name is Jojo and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. So yeah, so much has happened. So much has happened, especially regarding my classes. Lots of problems, lots of drama, lots of changes that I will be talking about in a few minutes. Although I'm not entirely sure how much I'm going to talk about in this video, because honestly, I feel like so much has happened that it kind of deserves its own video. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I will briefly mention what has happened, like very superficially, but yeah, I just don't feel like I could tell you what has happened and give you like the full context of everything that has gone down since my last video, since the beginning of the semester, really, because it would just be way too much to try to cover in this video on top of giving you just like a general update of the semester so far. So yeah, I I'm gonna turn it into a story time. There will be a story time coming, probably closer to the end or after the end of the semester, so that I can talk about it while I'm not still like in the midst of living it, you know? Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. So anyway, on to my classes. First class is testing supervision. So I have finished up with my first testing patient, although I am still in the process of writing their report. If you watched my vlog that I posted, at this point it will have been like a couple of weeks ago that I posted it. I said that I was in the midst of interpreting their scores and writing up their report, and I'm still doing that. Because it is a lot of information. But yeah, I actually am sending a draft of the full written report to my supervisor later on today. And then once I get feedback on that draft and make the necessary changes, then I will be reaching back out to my patient to set up a time to go over the report with them, give them feedback, and then make recommendations for them. Other than that, I am starting with my second testing patient next week. So I will have to do this whole process all over again with another person, but much more condensed because we are over halfway through the semester and I need to make sure that I get them their report by the end of the semester. So moving much more quickly this time around. Instead of having one testing session per week, I'm probably gonna have 2 with them each week until we can get everything done. And then I will have to try to have a much faster turnaround time with their report, which granted, the delay in the first report from my testing patient was not entirely my fault. My supervisor was sick and couldn't meet for like 2 weeks to go over some of the scoring that I had questions about, which delayed my report writing. So not really my fault, but also, like, I didn't help because I could have started working on other portions of the report and just didn't because procrastination. But anyway, yeah, that is testing supervision. Honestly, like, I really enjoy the class itself. Like I said before, the professor is hilarious, and she makes learning the assessments really fun. And also, like, in general, like, I don't hate assessment. Like, administering the actual tests can be tedious, but also really fun and funny depending on who your testing patient is. And yeah, I don't know, still trying to figure that out. Anyway, on to the next. Ethnicity. Ethnicity and clinical theory. Oh boy, this class. So I know in my last update video that I said that this was one of the classes that I actually enjoyed, that was going well. And for the most part, it is, and I still enjoy it. But we definitely hit a rocky point in the middle of the semester. Some things were said, some things were not said, some tensions were raised, and for a few weeks that class was very taxing. There were tears before class, there were tears during class, there were tears after class, there were lots of tears happening at one point. Being that this course is one that is focused on acknowledging and understanding racism on a much deeper level than I think some other classes talk about it. And also helping us as training clinicians move towards a more anti-racist framework in our clinical work. And being that this is a required course, it is not an elective. Everyone is required to take this class in my program. And about half of the class is white and the other half are POC. You can imagine what can sometimes come up in this class and what doesn't come up that should come up. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But things are better now, I feel. We had a little, I guess you can call it like a process group a couple of weeks back. And ever since that class, I feel like things have definitely gotten better. So yeah. On to the classes that were problematic from jump. So clinical externship seminar. I mentioned in my first update video of the semester that some things happened in the first couple class meetings of that class that prompted a little hiatus while some things got figured out behind the scenes, and things got figured out. So the class has started meeting again, and honestly, things have been so much better. Even though I'm not entirely satisfied with the way everything was handled, because I have my own thoughts and feelings about my own experience in that class and the experience of one of my colleagues, and how things were kind of addressed when we first brought it to the attention of admin. I'm trying not to say too much because I'm trying to save the details for the storytime video now. But yeah, I mean, even though I wasn't entirely satisfied with the way things were handled, I will say that I am pleased with the overall outcome of how things were handled. And this is a class that I actually look forward to going to every week now because of the current state of the class itself. So now that we have been meeting regularly again, the class is very much like a case conference, case presentation style class, where every week someone comes with a case conceptualization of one of their patients, and we talk about it and we give them feedback. And then at the end of the class, I think the final paper is a full case conceptualization that we will be able to use for our externship applications come December/January. So yeah, I will say the class has gotten much better since things were handled. Assessment of individual differences. The other class that has been a mess since day one, and honestly is still a mess at this point. Again, many things have transpired since my last update video, and things in that class have changed as well. I won't say too much because I will be merging the events of both of these classes into the one story time video. Even though on the surface level, they're not connected whatsoever, but underlying with my own experiences, they are. But on a very general level, I will just say that the class technically no longer exists currently. Similar to my clinical externship seminar class, after some things happened, the class kind of went on a little hiatus for a few weeks while admin were working behind the scenes to try to figure out some options for people. So now, at this point in the semester, myself and my classmates who unfortunately decided to stay in the class after the ad drop deadline had passed, we are now taking what is being called a shadow course. Yeah, what the fuck, right? That's all I gotta say about that. I'm gonna save it for the story time. That's all I have to say about that class. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so clinical work. So my externship is still going great. I am, however, now fully booked. So I think I mentioned in my last update video that I had, because it was still early in the semester, I still had some free time in my schedule at my externship where I didn't have clients to see. That is no longer the case. I see clients back to back on the days that I'm at externship. And honestly, it is so much. It's so different compared to last year, where for the first semester, I only had 2 clients that I had to think about. In my second semester, I had 3, but then it dwindled down as their treatment ended. So then at one point I was only seeing 1 every week. It's such a huge change to go from only having to think about 1, 2, or 3 clients at a time to now having to think about and remember the details of 7 different clients. And then as you're ending treatment with 1 client, it's not like that space just opens up and now you have an extra hour again. It very quickly gets filled with a new client. So I have, at any given time now, 7 clients that I see. But in total, so far this semester, I have seen I think 10. And so having to remember things that they've told me and remember details and who has said what and who's from where and whose family looks like what and which problems belong to which person. There's a lot going on up here. It's really forcing me to flex my memory muscle, which is already shit. It hasn't happened yet to where like I've gotten like something mixed up between clients and like said the wrong thing to the wrong client or something, but it's like a huge fear of mine that like I'm gonna be in session one day with one client and be remembering something that a completely different client told me, and I'm gonna say it to the wrong person, and then it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like you don't even know who I am, you don't care about me. And like, that's not true. I do. My memory is just shit. So yeah, definitely flexing my memory muscle, training it real hard. Training it real hard. But overall, yeah, externship is still great. I still adore the people that I work with. Both of my supervisors are absolutely amazing. The director is also absolutely amazing. I feel like I'm learning so much, and I feel like I definitely feel like I have grown so much this semester in terms of like my clinical skills, I think, at least, and based on like feedback that I get in my supervisions, I feel like I'm growing so much in my clinical skills, and really like honing them and being more intentional about what I'm doing in session, and it feels really good. The clinical work really is like, you can see it like when I'm talking about my clinical work, like the smile does not leave my face ever, because I just love this work so much. So yeah, long story short, I'm loving my externship, and really excited to continue. As far as research goes, still working on some stuff. I'm still working on my journal submission. I've had my first dissertation committee meeting. I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago, and then I have my second coming up in a couple of weeks. And really in these meetings, what we're just doing is solidifying like a tentative timeline based on when I'm trying to go on internship, and just like working out more of the logistical details of it. So like looking at like funding opportunities that I'm gonna be applying for in the next few months, like places that I can recruit from based on what I have in mind right now. Yeah, just like more of the like logistical stuff. And then as we approach spring semester, and like in the midst of spring semester is when I'm really gonna start working on my proposal. So yeah, dissertation stuff is happening. But other than that, research wise, that's pretty much it. So overall feelings, I'm dying for this semester to be over. I am dying for this semester to be over. I have had several breakdowns already. And it's all of the breakdowns I've had so far this semester have been because of emotional interpersonal reactions with folks, and mostly in my classes. It's not because like I'm like overwhelmed with work or overwhelmed with my externship or like the work is hard. Like, it's none of that. I'm so exhausted because this semester has just been so emotionally draining. And it's like I have spent so much of the semester feeling so shitty, just because of interactions that I've had with people. And I'm also just like dealing with some stuff in my personal life that like usually I'm really good at compartmentalizing and not letting anything in my personal life kind of spill over into my academics or like my clinical work. And I still feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of that, but what I really want and need right now is just like a very big, very long hug from my parents. Like that is what I need, and I can't get that. Oh my god, how old am I? But yeah, I mean, we're over halfway through the semester, and I am pushing through and chugging along, and my eyes are on that finish line. December literally could not get here any faster. That's where I'm at. With that being said, thank you for watching, especially if you've made it all the way to the end. I truly appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for over 300 subscribers. That is a huge deal to me. I know it's very small in comparison to other channels, but it is a huge deal to me. So thank you. Yeah, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and click that little notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. And I'll see you in my next one.